What's up guys, Groovy Guitar Dude here with a beginner guitar tutorial for That Funny Feeling by Burnham. If this video helps you out, hit that like and subscribe button and let me know down in the comments below what are the songs by Burnham that you want to learn on guitar. Guys, the first thing that you want to know to play That Funny Feeling on guitar is that in order to get rid of some bar chords and keep this song as beginner friendly as possible, we're going to capo up to 2nd fret. And if you don't have a capo, I'll link to get this capo right up here. The next thing that you want to know for That Funny Feeling is the structure of this song. We're going to start with a verse, then go to chorus, then another verse and another chorus, then another verse and another chorus, and then we're going to have a bridge to take us out of the song. And the last thing that you want to know before we dive into That Funny Feeling is the 6 chords that you need to play this song. The first one is D, the next one is G, the next one is E minor, the next one is A, the next one is C, and the last one is B minor. And I'll have short 15-second chord tutorials linked for all of those in the pinned comment below for those of you who need them. And with all that in mind, guys, let's dive into That Funny Feeling. Guys, I'm stoked to share this song. It's a little bit different of a song than I would usually do on this channel because I usually mostly do kind of pop songs or maybe what's popular on the radio a little bit more than this kind of song. This is kind of a funny song, but it's also got heavy undertones as kind of Burnham is known for. And I'm stoked to share it with you guys. It's a little bit different, but it's a really great song for beginner guitarists because all we have is a couple different chord progressions and then a very simple strum pattern to go along with them. It's a very beginner-friendly song. It'll be a lot of fun for a lot of people to learn. So with that in mind, guys, the first thing we're going to take a look at for That Funny Feeling is what we're playing for our verses. For our verses, our chord progression is going to be D, G, and back to D. And we're going to repeat that twice. And then we'll go to this chord progression, E minor, A, B minor, and G. We'll repeat that twice as well. So you'll notice that there's some numbers next to those chords. Those small numbers next to the chords actually will dictate the amount of times we're going to play through the strum pattern that I'm about to show you for each chord. So the strum pattern we're going to be using throughout this entire song is going to be this. We'll use our D chord as our example. For each chord, we're going to play down, down, up, about like that, relative to how many numbers or what the number is next to the chord we're playing. So let's walk through this chord by chord with our verse chord progression. Start with our D chord. For that one, we're going to play through the strum pattern twice for that first D chord. So we'll go down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up. Then we go to G chord. For the G chord, we're only going to play through it once. Down, down, up, down, up. And then back to the D chord for another 2 times. Down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up. And then we're going to repeat that top line one more time for a total of 2 more times before we move on to that second line. For that second line, we'll start with the E minor. For that one, we're only going to play through once. So we'll go down, down, up, and then A, down, down, up, once. And then we go to our B minor, down, down, up, just once. And then we go to our last G chord, which is actually 2 times. Down, down, up, down, up, down, up. And then we'll repeat that second line there as well, 1 additional time for a total of 2 times. Just like that. And that's what our verses are going to look like. We'll play through that once for each verse. So let's do one last little walkthrough of that verse chord progression all put together. Put everything we learned so far together. We'll start with that D chord. That D chord will go down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, G, down, down, up, back to D, down, down, up, down, up, down, up. Repeat the first line, down, down, up, down, up, down, up, G, down, down, up, D, down, down, up, down, up. Second line, E minor, A, B minor, G. Second line again, A, B minor, G. Just like that, and that's only going to play through once for each verse. So guys, a couple of times through the chord progression and strum pattern that's going to play actually only once through in the actual song for each verse will look about like this without me talking. From there, guys, the next thing we'll take a look at for that funny feeling is what we're playing for our choruses. For our choruses, we're going to have a pretty simple chord progression, and we're actually going to use the same strum pattern that we used for our verses again. So for our chord progression for our choruses, we're going to do D, E minor, B minor, and G. So just one chord progression this time. And again, you'll notice those numbers next to there. Those numbers mean the same thing that they did whenever we did the verse. We're just going to play through the strum pattern that we used. The same down, down, up that we use in the verses. We'll use that same strum pattern. And again, that number next to those chords will play through that strum pattern that amount of times for that chord. So let's break this down chord by chord. We'll start with the D chord, which is that 2. So we got twice through the strum pattern there. We've got down, down, up, down, 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 up. Then to E minor, 2 times through that as well. Down, down, up, down, up, down, up. Then we got B minor 1 time. Down, down, up, and then G 1 time. Down, down, up. Just like that. And that right there is going to repeat through for each one of our choruses. So one little quick walkthrough of this one will look about like this. We'll go D chord, down, down, up, down, up, E minor, down, down, up, down, up, B minor, down, up, G, down, up. Just about like that, but repeated throughout all of our choruses. So guys, pretty straightforward. If you've made it this far, this will be an absolute breeze for you. But a couple of times through the chord progression and the strum pattern that's going to repeat through all the choruses on that funny feeling will look about like this without me talking. And guys, finally, the only other thing that you need to know to play that funny feeling on guitar is what we're playing for our bridge. For our bridge, same thing here, guys. We're going to have a pretty simple chord progression and then the same strum pattern that we've been using through the whole song along with it. Our chord progression for our bridge is going to be D, E minor, C, and G. And then again, guys, we're going to be using our same exact strum pattern that we've been using through the whole entire song. But for each chord, we're just going to repeat that strum pattern twice, just across the board. Every chord's getting 2 times through that strum pattern, just like that. So a little walkthrough of what that'll actually look like is about like this. We'll start with our D chord. We'll go down, down, up, down, up, 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 down, just like that. Just that chord progression twice through that down, up strum pattern for each chord. Just like that, repeated through the entire bridge. Nothing too crazy here, guys. Probably the easiest part of the song because it doesn't have that B minor, and we also are playing the strum pattern for the same amount of times through each chord. So the bridge should be a breeze if you've made it this far through the tutorial. So with that in mind, guys, a couple of times through that bridge chord progression and that strum pattern we've been using through the whole song will look about like this without me talking. And guys, that is everything that you need to know to play That Funny Feeling on guitar. As always, if you have any questions, you can hit me up in the comments down below. I'm usually pretty quick getting back to those. And again, if this video helped you out, hit that subscribe button. I have about 850 other guitar and ukulele lessons on this channel, and I usually try to post at least 3 to 5 new lessons every single week. So if you're learning guitar or ukulele, there cannot be a more perfect channel for you to check out. If you want to get a sneak peek of what songs I'm working on next before I actually post them, be sure to hit up my Instagram at @thegroovyguitardude. And lastly guys, if you want to support the channel and get your name in the credits at the end of each new guitar tutorial, you can hit up my Patreon at patreon.com/thegroovyguitardude. Link for that will be in the description below as well. Guys, That Funny Feeling is an interesting song where it kind of walks the line between being funny and also being super heavy. If you're familiar with the song, which I'm sure if you're watching to this point you are, it's kind of... I've heard other people interpret this in separate ways. I've seen the kind of comment section of the original song, and I've seen people talk about it, and my interpretation of what it is it's about kind of an existential crisis with the way that modern life is right now, which is easy to have and I think very relatable, you know, with the way things have been for the last, especially the last year and a half since, you know, around when COVID started. It's easy to kind of just, feel like that there's a lot going on and kind of come to terms with that in a way, and have moments where you're not really coming to terms with that, and I think this is kind of what that song is about. But anyways, the guitar of this song is really beginner friendly. The only two things that are a little bit tricky are the B minor chord, which that chord, again, I will have a beginner friendly little short breakdown on that chord in the pinned comment if you need it. I'll also go ahead and leave kind of a beginner version of that chord just in case you're a beginner, you want to play this song but you don't quite have bar chords down there. There will be a beginner way to play that B minor in the pinned comment as well. So that part is a little bit tricky because B minor is a bar chord. But other than that, really the only part that's kind of tricky about this is the strum pattern situation. And the strum pattern is actually really easy, but the way that each chord gets a different amount of times through that strum pattern is a little bit different. It's kind of like the timing of it is a little bit weird, especially the chorus. It's just a little bit funny. I found myself kind of like having to repeat the chorus several times when I was doing the playthrough because it feels like it should stay on that last chord in the chorus a little longer than it actually does. It feels like it should, but it doesn't. So that is just a little bit tricky. Mostly just the timing is a little bit funny. So, you know, be sure to take some like screenshots or some notes or something like that just to help you remember what chords get however many times through the strum pattern, if that makes sense, just because it's a little bit hard to remember and it doesn't always naturally feel like the transition to the next chord should happen when it does. Sometimes it's a little sooner, or sometimes you stay on a chord a little longer than you think. It's just like the timing is a little bit funny. I'm not exactly sure why or what the technical reason, but the timing is a little bit funny in this song. But other than that, guys, super beginner friendly, pretty easy chord progressions, very easy strum pattern to go along with them. And yeah, pretty straightforward, guys. This is a really cool song. Like I said, it is funny and heavy and it walks that line, but I had a lot of fun learning this one. I hope you guys have a lot of fun learning it as well, and hope you have a wonderful day. I'll see y'all soon.